Hi everybody, and welcome back to TwinSpires Triple Crown vidcast, brought to you by twinspires.com, the place for all your horse racing video and betting needs. My name is Thomas Fornatale, and this week we're going to have a look at the Fountain of Youth Stakes from Gulfstream Park, where they're about to break out of the gate here. We're going to focus on the top three finishers in this race. With his performance here, Soldat has stamped himself as a major contender for the upcoming Florida Derby. He romped going 2 turns in his previous race, earning a big speed figure in the process. But that was a sloppy track that day, so there were still some questions about whether he would be able to run as well on a dry dirt track, something he had never done. His trainer had joked going into the race that he knew he had a Derby horse, he just wasn't sure if it was going to be the Virginia Derby run on turf at Colonial or the Kentucky Derby on dirt at Churchill Downs. You'll see Soldat's getting the easiest of trips here on his way to victory. And as a result of that, I think the jury is a little bit still out on Soldat to some degree, even though this is obviously an impressive win. One of my favorite handicapping tools is the bias and pace figures made by my friends at www.racingflow.com. And their figures have both the bias for the dirt at Gulfstream this day and the flow of the race as mildly favoring to speed, suggesting that maybe, just maybe, this effort isn't quite as good as it looks on paper. Now, if you throw in the fact that despite these ideal conditions, Soldat earned a speed figure considerably lower than the one he did last time, and I might be trying to take him on in the Florida Derby. Of course, this all depends on what happens between now and then. The next horse I want to talk about here is To Honor and Serve, right up here right now. To Honor and Serve impressed a lot of people, including myself, last year as a 2-year-old, and he really does not run very well. You can see him sort of emptying out all over the stretch here. He traveled very well, looked like he was going to run a big race, and just found absolutely nothing. Now, cynics might say it's time to jump off the bandwagon here. He's obviously not that good. He hasn't developed at all, and they could be right. But it's also possible that the horse just desperately needed this race as a workout. And if a trainer as good as Bill Mott keeps the faith and keeps him on his current course, I wouldn't be surprised to see leaps and bounds of improvement as he tries to get his horse, who he knows is good, ready for the Kentucky Derby to be his 3rd race as a 3-year-old. The other horse I want to talk about quickly here is Gourmet Dinner, who you can see trying to get to the winner late. Last time, he ran a similar speed figure and was just under 2 lengths to Dialed In, a major Derby contender. And here you see he's beaten about 2 at the wire. And because of the reasons I was talking about before, the way that this race unfolded, both in terms of pace and bias to favor speed, maybe his effort's actually a little better than it looked. And maybe next time, with a little bit more pace to run at, or on a more closer-friendly surface, maybe he gets by and is somebody who can have a real impact come the Florida Derby. It'll be interesting to see, that's for sure. Well, that's all for this week. For more of my thoughts and analysis, you can check in with me at my blog, which is www.unbearablebetting.com. And, of course, make sure to visit www.twinspires.com for racing news, analysis, and stats, as well as live racing and betting from coast to coast. That's it for now. Until next week, I hope you win all your photos.